Welcome to my video on volume of a cylinder, and this is part 2. So today we're going to look at a different way to represent the cylinder formula. Okay, so the formula for finding the volume of a cylinder that we learned prior to these notes was pi r squared h, where pi r squared represents the area of the base circle and h represents the height. So to find the volume of the cylinder below, we need to first find the area of the base. So the area of the base, which is this circle, is pi r squared. So we first need to know what our radius and our height is. So it goes halfway across the circle, so this is our radius, and this is measuring up and down in the cylinder from one end of the circle to the other end of the circle, so that's the height. And so now we replace the symbols and letters. So pi becomes 3.14 times the radius, which is 3, and then we need to remember to square it. So 3.14 times 3 squared is 28.26 feet squared. Now remember, if you don't have an x squared button on your calculator, then the way you would type this in is 3.14 times 3 times 3, because remember, an exponent of 2 means multiply it by itself. If you have an x squared button, you can just do 3.14 times 3 and then hit the x squared button on your calculator. So now we have to multiply the area of the base by the height. So we know that the area of the base is 28 and 26 hundredths. So we're going to take 28 and 26 hundredths times 10, because that's the height. And when we multiply that together, we get 282 and 6/10 feet cubed. Because remember, we were finding the volume. And the volume formula is made up of the area of the circle times the height. So, this brings us to that formula that also means volume of a cylinder. So sometimes we are given the area of the base circle and the height. In these cases, we can multiply the area of the circle by the height to find the volume. So we just calculated the area of the circle and multiplied it by the height. But sometimes they actually tell you what the area of the circle is. And if they tell you what the area of the circle is, we call that the base, because the circle makes up the base of the cylinder. So here is the formula that also means volume of a cylinder. So base times height, and remember the base represents pi r squared. And instead of actually finding pi r squared with this formula, they actually tell you what it is. So they give you the base, and all you have to do is multiply the base times the height. So let's look at some examples. So it says find the volume of the cylinder, use the formula V equals base times height. So I always like to write the formula first. So base times height. And the base here is 10. So what that means is the area of the circle is 10. They've already figured that out for us. And the height is 6. And 10 times 6 is 60 centimeters cubed. Remember, we were finding the volume, so volume is always cubed. And look, this is centimeters squared, so centimeters squared times centimeters is going to give you centimeters cubed. Okay, So number 2, write the formula V equals base times height. And once again, they told us what the area of the circle is, and that number is 40, which is the base. So do 40 times 25. And 40 times 25 is 1,000. And then our label is centimeters cubed. If you're comfortable with this and know what you're doing, you can go ahead and pause the video at this time and then turn it back on to see if you got numbers 3 and number 4 correct. Okay, so go ahead and pause your video if you think you can do 3 and 4 on your own. If you paused your video, welcome back, and let's see how you did. So first again, write the formula V equals base times height. Here, the base is 56 and the height is 64. So when I multiply those together, I get 3,584 centimeters cubed. And that's it. So now number 4 was a word problem. So it says, how much ground coffee can a Folgers can hold if the area of the base is 15 centimeters squared and the can is 12 centimeters tall? So what we have here is the area of the base. So we have a B is 15 centimeters squared, and we have a height which is 12 centimeters. So the formula is base times height. So we're going to take the base of 15 and we're going to multiply it by the height. So 15 times 12. And 15 times 12 is 180. And our label is centimeters cubed. So that concludes part 2 on volume of a cylinder, and it just looked at a different way to write the same formula. So if they, just remember, if they ever give you the base of the circle, all you have to do is multiply by the height to get the volume. I hope you have a great day.